Hey everyone, Steve the Amateur Historian here with something that was totally unexpected. That's the only reason I'm doing this video right now. So, over the past week, I went to the beach, stayed at Walport with my girlfriend and her family, and in short, my iPhone wasn't charging right. My iPhone's getting old, it's having charging issues, and it just wasn't working during the trip. So, I didn't really shoot a lot of video. I shot some with what battery I had, but a lot of the pictures I took using my, my regular phone, which takes okay pictures, but nothing that great. And I just snapped a few pictures of the ocean, while we were there. Stuff that kind of looks fairly cool. Um, and I literally didn't notice this. We came back yesterday, so a little over 24 hours ago, and I knew I'd snapped a few pictures on my phone. Whatever. Just a few shots of the sea while I was down by the coast. Now, I took a few pictures, as you're seeing right now, of the sea when we first went down to the beach right after we showed up. It looks like I took 3 pictures on my phone, and then went back to the house. We went out and ate. By the time we got home, it was dark. And I didn't get a chance to revisit the ocean until the next night. We stayed there for we arrived there, stayed that night, then stayed 2 more nights and left the following day. So we were there for 2 full days, 3 nights, essentially. These are both from the second night. I just realized the effect I'm about to show you, the whole reason for doing this video, altered the brightness. So it looks like it's light time, but I can still see the light on the horizon. So this was actually from the last night we were there, this moment. And I took some pictures out on the back patio, and you can kind of tell, you can see the grass. Pretty much you looked out the windows of the house, there was these little kind of baby dunes with grass growing on them. You could barely see the ocean right over them. So there's a way of determining exactly where you're sitting based on whether you can, if I was down on the beach, you would just see the sand, but if I was on the back patio, you'd see some of the grass and along the dunes between our house and the beach. And I took this picture, which turned out a little bit blurry, and a couple more pictures, trying to get that line of light on the horizon. So it was kind of, the sun hadn't quite set yet. And then right at that same time, it's darker, but I took this picture. Now, I'm always one to be, want to analyze something before I say, oh, this is this is that. It's real easy to look at this and say, what the hell is in this picture? So, my first thought when I'm taking this picture, and I notice, whatever it is, it's affecting the light, because the pictures that I took right after clearly show that it was brighter. But you can still see, even in this picture, there's the little light on the horizon. So the sun is still not set yet. So the reason it's so dark, I'm wondering if that's an effect from this artifact that shows up in the picture that is so bright that it darkened everything. It changed the whole color or light scheme of the video, and it's this just bright, shining white orb-like shape with almost kind of a it almost looks like something that's kind of moving across in front of my camera, because you can see this kind of greenish strobe-like effect right behind it, like it's moving, and you can see the front of it's very white, and the light that's kind of moving and in the process of passing by is a little dimmer, so it's almost this kind of greenish bluish shade. So I am completely thrown. I literally didn't notice this until today, because I hadn't looked at any of the pictures yet. And I saw that, and I was just like, wait, what? I got really thrown, and I was thinking, okay, my first thought, did I take a picture, through the window of the place we were staying in, and maybe, the flash went off, and the flash I'm picking up in the window. But I'm looking at the picture, and I'm noticing, I'm seeing way too much grass. We would have seen the deck, there was some sand, and then the grass. If I was taking this from our window, as opposed to on the deck outside, I wouldn't have seen this. or I would have seen more if it was inside. And the artifact is on this side. The thing is, I always take my pictures like this. So if it was a result of the flash on my camera here, I would have been holding it like this, which is totally weird and foreign to me just even looking at it. So I know it's not the result of catching my flash in a window reflection. And of course, then as I paused and was like, where was I when I took this picture? And I remember I was out on the back deck. I think a couple people in the house had gone down to the beach, and I was actually going down to the beach briefly after they left, and I just paused to get this image, which turned out a lot darker. So I'm glad I took these other ones, because this one turned out super dark, which I think is the result of this orb-like shape. I don't know what that is. And again, I want to be skeptic. I don't want to come out and say, is that something paranormal? Did I catch some ghostly thing? But I mean, look at it. It's really bizarre, and I can't think of where that could come from. I mean, I was standing on a patio where you look out in front of you and it's just open. It's just little sandy dunes and grass just all the way from one end to another, with the ocean in the distance. So there's no light. This isn't coming from, there was no ship coming into the beach or anything. This light could have been, and even if it was, the light wouldn't be that big if there was like a ship way off, out in the ocean floating along with a light on. There were no lighthouses near us. We're in Waldport. You've got a lighthouse some 10-15 miles north of Newport. Then you have Heceta Head, which is several miles south. There's no lighthouse right there that light could be reflecting from. When all is said and done, I have no explanation for where this artifact came from or why it would be there. I can't explain it. I can't explain why that is showing up in this picture. And it's obviously a real artifact, because it, I took it at the same time I took these other pictures that show up much brighter. So this is obviously something that went in front of the camera as I took the picture, and it completely altered the state of the picture to make it look like it was taken like much later in the day. I don't know how to I don't know how to describe what this is. It's bizarre, and it's just this bright orb shape out of nowhere. So of course the moment I saw that, I was like, well, I have to at least address this on my channel. I mean, I was out shooting a little bit of video, trying to get a little bit of something from the beach trip that I could maybe put on my channel, and definitely, ooh, that zoomed in on it. Definitely was not expecting this. I mean, look at that. It's bewildering. And see, you can see it's like getting dimmer back here. It's almost like it was moving this way. Like it was something that was moving across. Maybe not at a super fast speed, but something that was passing by as I took the picture. I don't know how to explain this away without saying that it was something weird and random and bizarre out there. But I don't want to get too carried away. I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. You can, take a look at it in this video. If you have any thoughts or ideas about what this is, if there's any paranormal experts out there that might have an idea what this might be, feel free to let me know in the comments. I really don't know how to explain it or explain it away. So I am genuinely interested in seeing what people might ponder in the comments below. And yeah, so that was definitely the most random thing I brought home from my couple of days at the Oregon coast. I don't know, man. It's weird. That's really all I can say. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Hit up my Patreon if you want to. And yeah, till next time, guys. This has been Steve the Amateur Historian. And I hope I didn't bring a ghost home with me. See you later.